Do you have a quick answer to like, what's the best way to get better at double unders in 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks, you should probably just do them every day.
Okay.
But that's like, we encourage people usually. So regular programming time, like the regular year, we program double unders once a week. And we always start every day when we do double unders. We have a single under component and a double under component. We don't like people to like lose the skill that they have. Like if you have double unders, you should be able to do single unders.
Mhm.
And so in open time, we start doing it twice a week. And then that starts January 1st. A lot of people from our gym did this RPM rope challenge where they tried to do, I think, 10,000 double unders in January. And so that was one way to get people to really like who did it to buy into it. Or it's not, we don't run that. That's through an outside organization. But practice is the key on that one. There are some, of course, like tips to being more efficient at them.
Yeah.
We have this tool that is like sort of two wiffle balls on a like short rope. So you don't actually, nothing's passing under your feet, but you can easily see if the athlete's hands are mismatching, right? So a lot of times on double unders, one hand's all right and the other hand's a little off.
Interesting.
But generally we tell people, yeah, it could be like, we tell people to start with like, when you're comfortable with single unders, you just start mixing in the double under and then go right back to single unders. A lot of people want to leap from like, I can do 100 unbroken single unders, so I start trying to do 100 unbroken double unders.
I'm not doing that.
Right?
Yeah, I'm just kind of stuck in the frustrating position of like, I used to be able to do more, and now it's just they're just so inconsistent whether I can do a bunch of them together or not.
Yeah, like how often do you think you do them or practice them?
Probably not that often, because sometimes, depending what the Metcon is, I'll choose a single under quite often,
Yeah, and so that can also depend on how your gym like approaches them or whatever. But one thing that we do is we often have like some sort of monostructural component to the warm-up, meaning like one row bike is usually part of a warm-up. And what we'll tell people like you who are like, I want to get better at double unders, like nothing to do with the open, like they just want to get better at it. We'll be like, okay, every time that we're telling the class to hop on the rower for a warm-up row or bike, go to your rope and do the same process that we always do. We tend to start with like 2 little sets of single unders, then we take a little break, and then we try to spend like a minute of double under practice. Or the folks that are proficient are doing 2 little sets. So we sort of have like the same warm up with jump rope all the time that we use jump rope. And so you can just start incorporating that like daily. Right? Okay. There's some jump drills and stuff that can be helpful, like penguin jumps and things that can help you with your timing of your hands and your feet. So really you should just send me a video and I'll look at and see what I think of.
How embarrassing.
But when like so one way that we do it in class, for example, is so the way we sort of phrase it is, if you struggle with single unders, that's your jump rope option. The people who are great at double unders, that's the easy, they just do the double unders, right? It's the people in the middle that are hard. And so I don't like to use single unders as a sub. And so unless single unders are hard. So otherwise we give them a time cap. And so we'll just be like, in a Tuesday workout where it's, 5 rounds of 50 double unders, we give those people 1 minute on the rope to practice. And so they're like, yes, they're not going to do 50 single unders. They're not going to do, I know some people double or triple the single unders and so forth, but single unders just gets you better at single unders at some point. Right? And so I would rather the athlete basically like practice, even if they make 4 in the time domain that we give them. And then it's in flux, right? So days when we have 100 double unders, we're giving people 2 minutes to work on it. If it's 30 double unders, we might be giving them 30 seconds. And so they at least have like built-in practice time in the workouts where they're not just like defaulting to single unders. I'm not saying that's the right way to do it. That's just how we do it.
I think I should do that more. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll talk to my coaches.
Yeah. No, I'm not trying to step on any toes. Like
no, it's people do things differently. And I think we used to do that more at my old gym, and I think I was better than last year. But partly, I think I need to get a decent jump rope
Yeah, that
The
can play a
ones
role
in the
too.
gym are kind of not looking really good lately.
Yeah, the community ropes, they just take a beating. Ours
Yeah.
are like that too. And then we have a certain number of each height, sort of like, so if you're 5'4",
Mhm.
it might be like 1 or 2. And if you're 5'7", and so like you might get there and there's 3 people the same height as you, and you're like,
Mhm.
shit, now I'm
Yeah,
stuck.
I like the red rope with the black handles, and
Yeah, see? Yep, there we go.
that's
And
the only one.
someone might be on it, right? So,
Yeah, that's the one I got 10 in a row with.
yeah, there you go.
And that time in net, I swear it was because I kept telling myself, be faster with your hands.
Mhm.
It was all
Yeah.
like, just be
That's
faster with your
probably
hands.
maybe my hands are just too slow.
So if
My
you
forearms are
want
like,
to test that like without anything, the penguin jump is like you jump up and tap your thighs twice.
yeah.
And
Okay.
so, or you can do it on a pull-up bar, like you jump up and tap twice. So you get
Yeah.
the feeling of, it's a rub the head, pat the belly thing, right? And so
Mhm.
you have to move hands twice as fast as feet, or
Mhm.
really we always use the cue like patient feet, fast hands, right? So
Mhm.
your feet have to be going slow enough for the person to get the rope twice.
Mhm. I have zero problem doing the penguin thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like this motion to do that
Yeah.
fast is really hard for me.
Well, and then I was also telling you that my forearms, I think, are just stronger from a
Mhm.
year ago. Like, so that I don't know, that probably makes a somewhat of a difference to be able to go faster with the rope.
I think my
With
feet
having
are probably my
stronger
feet are the problem too.
forearms.
Honestly, because I feel like my feet are getting like I'm like slapping the ground.
Yeah. No, that can definitely play a role. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be too loud.
Well, thank you for those tips.
Sure, of course.